What's poppin' in my choppin' my Bagel Bites? It is Mr. Bagel Bites here, bringing you another deck profile. And a couple people are asking, so I figured I'd show off my Edison deck that I most recently just actually was able to secure the hamster mat with. We've got two now, and then one light and darkness mat. So we've got, unfortunately, just both. I'm hoping they bring out more cool ones. I don't know who I'd like to see next. Maybe Judgment Dragon. Honestly, I'd like to see Dark Armed probably be the next, like, Time Wizard mat, because I think it spans enough across formats. I think it could be cool. But yeah, so it's instant fusion zombies. There's not a whole lot different from like a lot of your standard ones, but I think it's really good. I think the deck's insane. It just gets to play like a bunch of good cards that like not a lot of decks can. I think a lot of the zombie cards are really just super powerful. Book of Life is an insane card in Edison, so we'll kind of go over that as we go. So we're playing two goblin zombies. I mean, it's a staple. I mean, if you could play it at 3, I definitely would. I think this card is just busted. It's really good. Just free advantage. We play the one Mizuki simply because it is at 1. If it was higher, again. I play 3 Turtle. I don't really like Mystic Tomato in this deck. I don't think it plays enough targets for me to personally like including it. So I just max out on Turtle because we do play enough Turtle targets. The one of Zombie Master, again, just, I mean, it's good. Discard card, which a lot of these want to be discarded or sent to the graveyard, and you get a free zombie monster. It's really good. One Plague, yeah, again, it's at 1. There's a reason. It's powerful. It's a good card. It's the best. It's probably the best tuner in Edison, arguably. Maybe Gale. It's contentious. One Spirit Reaper, again, it's at 1. It's a zombie. It synergizes with the deck super well. Why wouldn't you? One Sangan, again, another powerful card at 1. Yeah, just searches most of your deck. You're going to be able to play those. One Trag and one Gores. We're playing one of each. This deck gets to play them both, I think, which is really good too. Even though it plays traps, pretty decent amount of trap cards. Doesn't matter. We're getting a phone call, irrelevant. One Dark Armed Dragon, probably my favorite card. Nah, it's not my favorite card. Silent Swordsman level 5 is my favorite card, but this is a close second. Like, I love this card. It won me my first regional, and it's just amazing. I love Dark Armed Dragon. I collect it for a reason. We're playing 3 Caius. I mean, it's probably the best card in Edison. It's really good. You get to play it. It's a dark. It synergizes with the rest of the deck because you're playing a lot of like tuners. So you bring out 8s pretty relatively easily, and we're playing some cards that just make it a little bit better too. One Gale. These are the tuners. So we're playing one Gale, one Psychic Commander, and 2 Crabons. Because you do play the Psychics because you play Instant Fusion because Instant Fusion zombies. So using that a lot of advantage off those guys. The one Teleport, because it's at 1. Again, if it was higher, it would be higher in the deck. I'd probably be playing 3. But unfortunately, I cannot. We're playing the 3 Instant Fusions. Yeah, well, I will get to the targets here in a bit when I get to the extra deck. But Instant Fusion's an insane card. You get to bring out bodies, and then you basically just synchro with them. Or some of them you could get to, or one of them you get to bring back, so it helps. Or it boosts like the dark attributes in the graveyard for Dark Arm, so you get some graveyard manip. We're playing 3 Book of Life, a Monster Reborn for the deck, and also a DD Crow in the same card. It is only for zombies, but that is most of our deck, so it's really good. Book of Life is an insane card. One Foolish, because it's at 1. Again, powerful card. You set up your graveyard with cards you might need. Banish it, Mizuki to bring it back, or Zombie Master, or Book of Life. Just a lot of synergy there. One Mind and one Brain. A lot of lists don't play Mind. I don't think that's correct. I get cutting it, but I think one Mind is just so invaluable when you're, especially since I'm playing Gale, 2 Crabons, and Psychic Commander, and Plague Spreader. So you just have like a lot of tuners there. Or if you have like a problem monster that you just can't get over, but can go for game outside of it, you just Mind Con it, take it, and then you just play off. Because like you have a lot of ways to do that in this deck. So I think these are both really good, and then Brain Con is just obviously one of the best cards. We're playing 2 removal here with Space and Heavy Storm. We're playing 1 of each because they're both at 1. Yeah, I mean, it's removal. It's really good. We're playing 2 Compulse. I've been playing 2 of the Prismatic Ultimate Rares. I have quarter century rare is coming because I really love this card. Compulse is probably one of my favorite cards of all time, and if I can have an opportunity to play it, I usually take it. I think you get a lot of advantage off of this card, and I just think it's really good. Spot removal that's not destruction, so it gets around Stardust, which is a really big card, especially if you heavy, they get a Stardust, and like you can't get rid of it, so you have to like compulse it. So it comes up. There's a lot of other applications that you can bounce cards to your own hand to replay them, and send them to the grave for your zombie stuff. There's a lot of plays. It's really good. The one of Return from the Different Dimension. It's only at 1. It's a powerful card. You banish a lot of stuff. You bring it back, and you get to keep playing for the low cost of half your life points. I'm playing 1 Trap Stun. I don't like Cold Wave, but I do see a lot of applications where Trap Stun are played. There was a player who just topped an event or won an event recently playing Trap Stun in the main. I like 1 in the main, 1 in the side. I just think Trap Stun's really good, and it can help, since this deck sometimes needs a second turn in order to play. Being able to like set the Trap Stun and then play it so you can push your plays through and not have to worry about like Mere Force, potentially Solemn Judgment, D-Prison a lot of the time. Just a lot of like the power cards. Speaking of which, Torrential at 1. I'll just show all the one-ofs. 1 Torrent. 1 Call of the Haunted. Card's insane, especially in zombies. 1 Dust Shoot. 1 Mere Force. 1 Solemn. And that rounds out the main deck. I'm kind of trying to go through these pretty quickly since the last couple, the Shining Sark decks, were pretty long vids. If you want to check those out, make sure to do that. The 3 tokens that are important, you play the 1 Gores and then the 2 Ojama Green tokens for the consistency. Super important. You want to do that. We're playing, for the extra deck, 1 Black Rose. It's insane. 1 Stardust Dragon. 1 Arcanite Magician, because you can actually make it in this deck with a few different ways. Especially if you Mind or Braincon a spellcaster. 1 Dark End Dragon. It's really good. And the fact that if we have the ability to play it, you always should. 1 Goyo. 1 Brio. 1 Cataster. 1 Colossus. 1 Urbellum. This card's insane. I think more people should start playing it. 1 Revived King Hadez, because we're playing zombies, so you absolutely should play this if you can. Revived King is a just boss monster. 1 Thought Ruler, and then this next spot changes for me depending on what kind of event I'm playing in. If it is a Konami event, which this most recently was used at, we're playing Psychic Life Tracer. You can banish a Psychic to gain 1200 life points. Unfortunately, most of the Konami events do play by modern time rules, which means whatever phase you're in is when time is called is where the game ends. So for Konami events, I play Life Tracer because you can banish a Psychic to gain 1200, so that can just put you over a lot of the time to make sure you win, unfortunately, in time. It is cheese, but it's better than going into a draw. It stinks, but it's kind of what you have to do. And then these are the instant... if we're playing in a regular event, I found myself kind of replacing this for Armor Master, Blackwing Armor Master, because we do play the 1 Gale, so instant fusioning with it, or mind conning something your opponent controls, brain conning, and then taking it, and then synchroing into Blackwing Armor Master is just a really good card. Crashes with Stardust, can't be killed in battle. It has another effect too. It doesn't really come up, but it is good enough that I think it outpaces what this card does outside of modern time rule Konami events. The instant fusion targets, we play 1 Carbonala Warrior. The reason you play this instead of Darkfire Dragon is because it's an Earth, and there's enough dragons in the format with that play Kokimeru Drago that you get to play this under Kokimeru Drago and then make either a 6 or a 7 using your tuners, so you get like Black Rose, Brianek, whatever, and then this just gets under that with instant fusion, where these two do not. Reaper on the Nightmare is an insane monster for this deck, so instant fusion brings this out, and then it's technically summoned that way, so you can bring it back with Book of Life, you can bring it back with not Zombie Master, I'm sorry, Zombie Master's 4 lore. So Book of Life, or any, like Mizuki, so like those cards can bring it back, and then this monster, it has Reaper effect, where if it can't be destroyed by battle, I believe that, yeah, this one can attack directly, and then it has like the, yeah, let me just make sure. Yeah, can attack directly, and then if it attacks your opponent's life points directly, one card is sent to the graveyard, just like Spirit Reaper. I was honestly just checking. I knew that part. I was curious if it could like run over like a Raikou, and if it dealt damage, you discarded. But it does have to be a direct attack. It looks like it's a dark, it's a zombie, it's a 5. Really, really good synergy with the deck. One Musician King. So Musician King is in here because it's a light spellcaster. The light doesn't really matter, but it can come up. But the spellcaster part is if you synchro it with a Plague or a Craybons, you get Arcanite Magician, which is how we make Arcanite in the deck, the main way. An Arcanite Magician is an insane monster, honestly, that if you can play it, you really should. But that wraps up the extra deck here, and then for the side deck, I'll go through this real quick. We played 2 Smashing Ground. Spot Removal, I really like Smashing Ground in Edison. I think it's a really, really good card. Gets around a lot of like weird little like niche situations that if you can't make like Brio or something, like if you're in dupe lock, you can just kind of pop the monster. If you can't get over like a Snowman Eater that's been flip face up, you can like smash this, or just like regular just spot removal in general. Like smashing just is really good coverage for not a lot of investment, non-targeting destruction. I play 3 Pulling the Rugs for 2 reasons. 1, I hate playing against Caius and other Monarchs. And 2, I have 3 ultimate rares, so I want to play all 3 of them. The second part does influence the decision to play 3 more often than not, but anytime I see this card, it's just so good. Like, any normal summon effect, so like it can stop like Stratos, which comes up a lot, but the Monarchs are mostly what you use them for, but there are other applications. This card is really good. I play 1 Transmigration Prophecy. I like it because it trades with a lot of like spot removal for spell and traps that opponents want to use. Like if it gets blind spaced, you feel really good about it because then you just return cards. You can flip it in response and hit 2 for 1, so it's a little bit better than Crow. I really like this card. I think this card is really good. So yeah. The second Trap Stun we do play here. 2 Dust Tornado. I like spell trap removal, and since we're not playing Trunade, I like playing 2 Dust. I've thought about maining 1 and then siding the 2 Trap Stun instead, like swapping the ratios here. But I'm seeing less trap decks lately at events, so I'd rather just main the 1 Trap Stun and then just keep these here for like Blackwing matchup and stuff like that, especially. Light Imp, really good card. We're playing 2, just shuts down light decks. I'm playing 2 Snowman Eater. This is a tech that I wasn't so sure of at first, but I've seen more people do it now. It's a good body. It's 1900 defense. It trades a little bit better than Raikou sometimes because we don't necessarily want to mill. It's a 1900 butt, so like it's hard to get over too. The water part doesn't really matter, but yeah, I like it. And then round it out, we run 2 DD Crows. The deck needs a little bit more gas, or not like gas. Once it goes, like you're off to the races, but sometimes you need to buy a bit more turn, like another turn. So like playing the Crow stops most of the meta decks in the format. It stops for when your opponent like targets a card, gets rid of their, like lowers their dad count. So if they're like at 3, you're like, let's just round that down, which is why we play like those Book of Life, as well as like Transmigration Prophecy all together here. But I really like this. This is what I've taken to like a lot of the events lately and have done really well with, obviously. But let me know what you think down below. If you like the deck, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. If you don't like the deck, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. And as always, catch you later.